In English?
Yes, please. Diana, what was the relation between Picasso and Maya?
It was the first daughter, the beloved daughter, the fruit of his passion with Marie-Therese. So I think when she comes into his life, it's like a renaissance.
Why a renaissance?
A renaissance because it corresponds to a drama, because he has to change his life. He's known Marie-Therese for 8 years. He was previously married to Olga, but he decides to get divorced when Maya was born.
But he never get divorced, did he?
He never got divorced because he was Spanish, and when you were under Spanish law, it was more difficult. So in the end, he waited until Olga passed away in 1955 to get married to Jacqueline.
Yes, so we spoke about Renaissance. Why a Renaissance? You mean even in an artistic way?
In every way. When Maya was born, he decides to name her after her beloved sister who died of diphtheria when he was little, Maria de la Concepción. So he's naming his daughter Maria de la Concepción, which is a difficult name to say, so she ended up calling herself Maya. But this death is always haunting him until the end of his life. So I think when you see this great masterpiece, the Minotauro machine, this great print, you see the announcement of Maya. And there is this little girl who's holding a candle, who's like Maria de la Concepción, because it's almost like she's passing on to Maya, and there's this great Minotaur behind. So I think Maya, the birth of Maya, is really inscribed in the mythology.
And what we see in the drawings is that in the eyes of Maya there's like a fire, very intense eyes.
Yes, the very first the first years he's going to devote himself to the art of poetry, and so he's only writing, and he's doing all these very tender drawings of Maya and of Marie-Therese with Maya, which is highly unusual in the whole series of drawings. He's made after kids, and everybody's very moved when they see them, because you feel you're very present with them, and you see how Picasso is full of wonder when he's observing the scene.
And what did your mother, Maya, was saying about his father?
About the portrait that he made of her?
No, in general.
In general?
Her vision of her father.
She's very impressive. She always believes that nobody can understand her, because she has her own perception. I feel everybody has their own perception of Picasso, which makes him unique.
Yes.
In a way, can we fully understand one day who he is? It's difficult. Probably what she says is that he is a complex person to absorb. I think this exhibition made me realize how this mystical aspect of his personality is crucial to the understanding. It goes back to his roots of Andalusia, these beliefs that there is a supernatural, super sensitive world, and it is important to keep that in mind.
But what did she say? Does she speak about some special souvenir?
Yes, she's very fond of Spain. Picasso would speak Spanish to her. She learned Spanish very early on. He sent her to Spain to study in Spain. He asked Jaime Sabartes when she was a little girl to be his tutor, so she became aware of all the great Spanish literature thanks to him. So this was this bond, this link that she always talks about.
And does she care about a special work of art, like she needs to see it every day, a work from Picasso?
She loves these early drawings. She loves the Minotauro machine, because she says it's like an embryon portrait of myself. Says Picasso is showing that Marie-Therese is pregnant, which he really wanted her to be, and he says it's an embryo of myself. And in a way, when we look at the hair or the nails, it's almost like he has a vision that the importance of DNA would be overwhelming. It goes back to human being.
And the other subject of the exhibition here is about magical and Picasso, and you
Yes.
published a book also which speaks about that and which
Yes.
is very impressive in fact.
Yeah, thank you. It's called Picasso Sorcerer. I wrote it with Philippe Charlier, who works at the Musée du Quai Branly. I realized when we were conceiving this last room of the exhibition, devoted to memorabilia, all the things that he kept, which makes you realize how much of a fetishist he was. Here you see all the
Shoes.
The first little shoes that he kept, that he gave to my mother, and she made a donation to the Casa Natal in Malaga. Here is the famous imperméable, the Burberry imperméable
But
that
why-
he wrote, that you can see on
But
this
why-
photograph by Man Ray.
Why did he keep all that?
Because he believed in the spirit that animates things that are animated or not animated. So everything has a soul, whether it's a work of art,
But concerning
an object concerning everyone.
Ah.
Yes, I think everything is a trace of memory. It's a collective memory, and that's what he's leaving us today. If he's referring to his works about as like his blood, like there was this visceral attachment, he always believes that even the dust that is covering his belongings, it's almost like a spiritual protection.
But he speaks about being a god also in the book you wrote.
I think people tend to see him like a god. What I stress in the book is that despite the fact we believe that he was athée, in fact he had this ambivalent relationship to religions, and it was obscure, it was more profound, but it was there, and clearly you see how some subject can be interpreted. We know his crucifixion, we know the Madonna, like he's representing Maya with his mother. It's really like the Virgin of Child revisited by him. So I think we have been overseeing the relation of Picasso with religion. I think he's profoundly religious.
No, but what one can understand from the book is that he keeps all that also because he considers himself as a god.
That's what you see.
Yeah, like relics, like Stalin wanted to or kings wanted to be in the memory of everyone. No.
No. If he refers to his works of art or his archives, when he passed away, there was 200,000 pieces of photographs, letters that we discovered, and which were all properly organized. And he believed that he wanted to keep everything. There might be a so-called science of humanity that would allow people to explore deeper the process of creation. So I think it's very different from considering yourself as a god. He thinks creation is divine. That's different.
Okay. Merci.
Ça va?